Chances are, if you've been going to the gym, you've probably seen one of these things before. Hey guys, Dr. Michael Tang here, physiotherapist. In today's video, we have a comparison video between a PVC pipe, a normal soft foam roller, a high density foam roller, and a premium grooved and vibrating foam roller to see which one's best. We're going to talk about the pros and cons, and at the end of the video, I'll talk about which one I would go with and why. If you're not familiar with what foam rolling is, it's a form of myofascial therapy which involves using pressure to help relax the connective tissue using a foam roller. There's debate to what actually happens when you foam roll and why it works. Some say it's because you're breaking up the connective tissue, while others say it's just another form of a deep tissue massage which turns off the muscles through the sympathetic system. But regardless of what the reason is, it has been shown to be effective. Personally, I use it a couple times a week because I exercise pretty often, and I can say it really helped me continue to train hard and keep limber. I'm going to compare these different foam rollers using the criteria of firmness, utility, maintenance, and cost. Starting with the white foam roller, it's the softest of all the foam rollers we have here. They come in a range of sizes going from 12 inch, 18 inch, 24 inch, and 36 inch. And it even has a half round style, which makes it pretty convenient for almost any scenario. If you're thinking about taking it to the gym, then a smaller 12 inch or 18 inch is a good size to fit in your gym bag. And if you're planning on doing it at home, then you could go with a bigger size. There is not really maintenance required, so just use it when you want and put it down when you're done. Costs about $20 for a 36 inch roll. The only real downside is that because it's so soft, sometimes it's not as effective as you would like it to be. But since they are so soft, they are pretty good for beginners just starting off trying to get their feet wet with some foam rolling. Rating it with the criteria, firmness, we'll give it a 2 out of 10. Utility, 10 out of 10 because it has a ton of variety with different sizes and selections to choose from. Maintenance, 10 out of 10 because there is no maintenance required. And cost, 9 out of 10 because at $20 it seems to be pretty reasonable. The high density foam roller is definitely a step up in the amount of firmness to it. And just like the soft foam roller, it comes in a range of sizes of 12 inch, 18 inch, 24 inch, and 36 inch, and even a half round style to it. There is no maintenance required, and it costs about $24 for a 36 inch roll. The downside is because typically it is made of foam, it makes it more susceptible to chipping and having little pieces or chunks break off of it. Rating it by criteria, firmness, 6 out of 10, so a medium amount of firmness. Utility, 10 out of 10 because there's a variety of different sizes and selections to choose from. Maintenance, 10 out of 10 because there's no maintenance required. And cost, 9 out of 10 because coming in at $24, it is pretty reasonable. The grooved vibrating foam roller is slightly more firm than the high density foam roller, and they typically come in 12 inch or 18 inch. On this model, there's 3 modes of vibration intensity, and each one ramps up higher and higher on each click. Other models can have up to 5 speeds for more control on the exact amount of vibration that you could be looking for. And when it comes to charging for the vibration, I left it on to completely drain the battery, and it took about 2 hours for a full complete charge. I charge this foam roller using a USB charger, but other versions of the foam roller can charge through a normal AC adapter plugged into a power outlet. This particular roller came in at a whopping $50 for a 18 inch roll. So the most negative thing about this particular roller is going to be the cost of it. The roller itself is recommended for those who are intermediate level. Rating it with the criteria, firmness, we're going to call it 7 out of 10 just because it's slightly more firm than the high density foam roller. Utility, 5 out of 10 because there's not a ton of variety for picking different sizes. Maintenance, 8 out of 10 because periodically you have to charge it, but it's relatively easy. And cost is going to be 2 out of 10 at $50 because it's the most expensive foam roller on the list. Some of these foam rollers can go over $100 if you're really looking for those fancy ones. And finally, a conventional PVC pipe. The one I'm using is just one that I pulled out of my garage that I had lying around. Given that it's technically not a foam roller, it's probably pretty obvious that this is going to be the most firm of all the rollers. When it comes to utility, you probably can get any size of PVC length or diameter that you want and shape it to your liking. There is no maintenance required and it costs about $5 a foot. So for a 36-inch roll, it should be about $15. The biggest downside is that it's often overkill for almost all scenarios when it comes to foam rolling, but there are some times when it is effective, or the user themselves are already at an advanced level. Rating it through criteria: firmness, 10 out of 10, utility, 10 out of 10 because you can get any size that you want, maintenance, 10 out of 10 because there's no maintenance required, and cost, 10 out of 10 because it's the cheapest of all the rollers that we have here. When comparing all the different foam rollers, it probably seems like the PVC pipe is the way to go given that it ranks the highest in all the criteria. However, I personally like the vibrating foam roller the best because it's at a level of firmness which is solid enough for it to be effective, but it's not like true overkill as the PVC pipe tends to be. The vibration is really nice to distract you from all the different feelings and emotion that you get when you're foam rolling, which honestly is a pretty nice luxury to have. For those of you who are already foam rolling, you probably know what I'm talking about. I think the soft foam roller is a nice place to start, but I found that most people get accustomed to it really quickly and then they end up upgrading to something a little bit more solid like the high density foam roller. But if you're going to go for something slightly firmer, you might as well go with the vibration foam roller because the firmness is almost the same, but the vibrations do make a big difference when it comes to the comfort. I would say I rarely use the PVC pipe just because the level of firmness isn't necessary in most cases, and so that's really why I think the vibrating foam roller is the best, and I would recommend it to anyone if you're in the market for a roller, even if it's a little bit pricier than some of the other options.
Can you not, Emma?
Hả?
You're in the shot.
Ồ, đi gì cho vậy cả nhà?
Yes.